Call to order. Adoption of agenda. Can I have a seconder?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Adoption of minutes.
The council adopt the minutes for the September 18, 2019 regular council meeting.
Can I have a seconder?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? 3.2 recommendation.
The council adopt the minutes for the October 2nd, 2019 regular council meeting.
Can I have a seconder?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Introduction of late items is late item 8.2. A letter regarding the mess that Northwinds Healing Center is cleaning up. And then 9.2 is correspondence. And that is on January 2019 electrification right here, right here.
9.12.
9.12. Okay, public hearing none, delegation 6.1 recommendation.
The council hear the delegation from Marcel Woodell.
Can I have a seconder?
Second.
Marcel.
Thank you. All right. Madam Mayor and esteemed councilors, my name is Marcel Woodell. Most of you know me as a member of this community and also around Dawson Creek. I'm here today to kindly ask the Mayor and Council to reevaluate the decision made on July 17th, 2019, where Councillor Hebert, seconded by Councillor Smith, had the Public Works remove the trash and recycling from over the hill. I've done some digging into this to find out kind of why it happened. From what I've been able to find, there has been no feasibility study to see the impact of the residents over that hill. No consultation with the residents, and proper notice wasn't sent out. You guys received a letter from Gwen Harrington on August 19th stating that she only received 1 week's notice. Myself, I didn't receive a letter in the mail at all. I didn't get anything until I got up that morning and my kids were like, "Hey Dad!" They came and took the garbage bins away. So I promptly phoned the village just to find out, okay, what's going on here? And they said, oh yeah, there's a decision made by Mayor and Council. So since then I've inquired with Chris and a few others to kind of find out, hey, where did this decision come from? Kind of thing, because when I first moved to Poo Scoopy 4 years ago, coming up on 5 years ago, we used to get charged $60 every 3 months for our garbage program. Then recycling came in and all the fees disappeared, which was greatly appreciated. I did come into the village and say, hey, you know, I haven't received a bill for this for a while. I was told, hey, we'll look into it. Never heard anything more until garbage was suspended here last month before. So this doesn't only impact myself and my family. As some of you know, my wife is disabled. She's only got one arm, so she has a hard time doing some stuff and needs some assistance. Now without having garbage pickup, now we're forced to load our children up into the vehicle, go to another municipality to dispose of our garbage and our recycling. So this doesn't only impact my family, there's about 12 residents down along that way that it impacts, and I know you guys have received a letter from Gwen as well regarding her critically ill husband and how it impacts them, and the reason she bought down there was the fact that the village picks up the garbage. We're not asking for this service for free, we understand that there is a cost involved. Right? Even Gwen states in her letter that she's not asking for this service for free, we are willing to pay a cost. So I did a little bit of research and a little bit of digging around. And you'll have to forgive me, there's the US stats. But according to the US stats, the average cost per household is $12 to $20 a month for disposal of trash. This is $144 to $240 a year is the average cost per household. So with the 12 residents that this affects, that's a potential of $1,728 to $2,880 that it's affecting. Right, I understand being a business owner up in the north, being a resident of the north, I've lived here my entire life, I give back to our community, that things up here are more expensive than they are in other places, right? So even looking at using the figure of $1 a day, right? That's $360 a year per resident, broke up quarterly, that's $90 every quarter, which is manageable. Right, a little higher than what you're charging the people in the village, which is fine.
One question.
Yeah.
Would you be considering moving to the village boundaries?
If I was approached, it would be something I would definitely consider. Yes.
Do you want to talk to your neighbors down there?
Yeah, that's something
and
that.
Have a conversation with them?
You know, it's something that you know what we can definitely have that conversation going down the road. In all honesty, pulling the garbage without the consultation or without proper notice does leave a sour taste in people's mouth, which kind of. It's kind of a negative to that, right? So you have your pros and cons and everything. Pro getting into the village, there's some benefits to that. There's also some drawbacks. But with the way the council went about it, and I understand there's extra costs involved, right? You can take on some of those costs. But the way the council went about it is, it's almost like, no, here's the line, we stop here. Instead of opening that open dialogue, when the garbage truck has to drive down that road anyway to turn around because there isn't room in the village for it to turn around, right? So we're not asking for the service for free. All I'm asking for on behalf of my neighbors and my family is that the village does a proper study into it and looks at who it impacts and how it impacts and what that cost would be to us. And come to us and say, hey, you know what, the cost is gonna be X amount. And you know what, if we say, yeah, you know what, we'll pay it, then right on, we resume service. If people are like, hey, we're not gonna pay it, it'd be no different than if somebody in the village doesn't pay their garbage bill, you're gonna take their bins, you're not gonna pick up their garbage, you're gonna drive right past their house. So that's ultimately what I'm here asking today for, is that the village takes into consideration how it impacts the residents down that area, who it impacts, and look into the possibility of charging for that service. Because using the figure of even $1 a day, which, you know, for most of us, we spend more than that on coffee a day. For those 12 residents, that's $4,320, right? I'm pretty sure that if I were to go and do the math for all the garbage that we all throw away and tipping fees and everything else, that more than covers sufficiently what the cost of those 12 residents down that direction that have their service suspended.
So when you come into the village office to say, where's my bill, who did you talk to?
I talked to the front counter.
And when was this?
It's been over a year now since I last came in and inquired about it. So it's one of those things that I would ask the council to, you know, do a little more due diligence on it and a little more investigation into seeing if it is feasible. And if you guys do the math and you come back and say, you know what, Marcel, it's going to cost us $6,000 a year to do it, right? Are you guys willing to take that on? Send a letter out to the residents saying, hey, are you guys willing to do this? They come back and say no, well then so be it, right?
We're trying to get people to come into the boundaries, Marcel.
Yeah.
So if you can get your neighbors down there, come into the boundaries, then you will get the village services.
So I'll put this to you this way. I come over, I accidentally run over your fence. And I send to you, oh, I'm really sorry I ran over your fence, but I'll cut you a deal if you hire me to fix it. Right? That's essentially what we're doing here is we're taking the garbage cans away and we're taking it away and saying, whoop, there it goes. And I understand you guys might have the reasons for it. And then you're turning around and off asking, well, you guys want to come in the village? Right? So it's a give and take, right? You take away the carrot, you're just using a stick and there's no benefit to it, there's no, right? And everybody down that way, we're volunteers in this community, we're business owners in this community, we contribute to this community. Heck, my kids play in the park up here all the time, right? And make a point of how much they like it out here. That's the whole reason we moved out here, was that community feel and that small town mentality versus Dawson Creek. Mm-hmm. And like I said, if it's one of those things that we would have had proper notice, other than myself, like I didn't receive a letter. Village staff was great. They got a letter out to me right away, letting me know what was going on and explaining it to me. When I phoned him, really played very nice and phone, no complaint about village staff whatsoever. But to receive no notice to, hey, Dad, somebody's taking your garbage cans away, right? Or even for the other lady that wrote a letter here, Gwen, to get a week's notice where now she's got to figure out what her other options are, right? Where our only other option is to load up our trash into our vehicles and drive them into Dawson Creek, or we go back to what we used to do 15, 20 years ago and we put burning barrels in our backyards and we start burning our trash.
But anyway,
Right? So
there's Oscar's garbage?
but $100 a month is what their cost is, I think, roughly for commercial use. Yeah. And I know Dolan also has bins as well. We've looked into the other options, and in all honesty, most feasible is to, you know, help augment the village's cost on garbage pickup, right? Because you look at it, otherwise you're paying even more money in a year's time, right? And then we still have the same issue is, depending on where we put that bin, we're either putting it on the village property or ministry property. Now we have to have permission to put it there, right, where it's PRD property. So now we have to have permission to put it there, which is a whole other rigmarole to get that done. Then we got to police it, who's using it, who isn't using it, right? Going back to what we used to do 4 years ago, where the village would send us bills every quarter, was pretty simple. Oh, look, you didn't pay, 30-day notice, pick up your cans, right? And $60 a month, or every 3 months, you know what, that might be a little on the light side, but myself, I know personally, I have no issue paying $1 a day for the garbage and recycling, right? That works up to 50 cents a day per can, right? So it's not a whole lot of money when you break it down per day, but over the course of a year, that adds up to a significant amount, which should, you know, I'd like to see the numbers, or at least, you know, enter into that discussion of, does it offset the cost of picking up the garbage for those residents when the truck already has to go down there? Right, I'm sure if we talk to village staff, we can look at what their timing issues were, you know, it'd take them an extra half an hour, extra hour to do it, so what's that in wages? Right, so it's easy enough to break down the numbers and see like, hey, is it cost effective to pass the cost on to the residents? Because it is a service that benefits us. And I think if that, we approach that first and get to an agreement there, and then it might be something to approach the residents and say, you know, hey, you know what? We're thinking about doing this, we want to move into the village. And I know there's issues to the Brookbank subdivision coming in, there's sewer and water issues and pumping station issues. And I've inquired on it in the past because I have no issue with my house being in the village. But there's feasibility issues to that as well, due to the construction of, or not necessarily construction, but due to the lay of the land. And the fact that you have to put a pumping station down at the bottom. And I think last time I inquired about it, it was in excess of $1 million to put a pumping station in down there. So it's not very feasible in order to do it. So it still leaves us on settling fields or hauling our own water. Right, water's a little cheaper to put in, mind you, but it still leaves us with settling fields, dugouts, that kind of stuff for dealing with our water and sewer, which then why are we paying all the extra taxes when we don't have those services? So that's my argument on that, but I definitely would be something I'd be interested in talking about.
Well, we could just leave it as is, and just
Yeah.
put you guys into the boundaries.
Right, so then, if we bring us into the boundaries, then we'd be paying the same municipal taxes as everybody else.
No,
would we
you
not?
would be paying your same taxes, but you would be paying it to us.
Okay,
Not to the
so the same $340 a year that I pay out my
Yeah,
whole
everything will
extra.
stay the same.
That, see, you know, that, if that stays the same, and I think if that was explained to the residents and everything, I
Chris?
can't speak for everybody.
Chris,
Yeah,
what did Katrina tell us at night? If we kept all the properties and stayed the same, the tax base will not change. Do you remember?
so I don't quite understand the question you were.
If they come into the boundaries and then take any of the services, just the garbage, not the water and sewer, it would stay the same, the property taxes, right?
No, then those properties would be subject to the village's residential tax rate as opposed to,
Regional.
the PRD's one.
I thought she said it stayed the
What I
same.
recall, they're pretty close. The only thing is if the properties aren't, don't have the frontage for the water and sewer, then those charges aren't levied, so the water and sewer, frontage tax.
Mhm.
I have a couple questions.
Yes.
How much do you pay for your garbage pickup? How much did the village charge you?
When I was paying for it and I was receiving bills regularly, it was costing us $60 every 3 months. So,
$60.
Yeah.
And how long has it been since you received a bill?
approximately about 2 years now.
Okay.
I think it's been, because it was right around the same time as the reinstatement of the recycling program. That's when the bills stopped coming. So I think that's been about 2 years now. We're working on it because we got it before Dawson did, so. And Dawson was just a year.
Okay. Well, thank you, Marcel, and we will take that into consideration and we'll talk about it.
Cool, I thank you guys for your time. And, if you have any other questions, feel free to get a hold of me.
Sure.
Ken knows my information, and I think they have it at the village office as well.
Yeah, I know you will.
Yeah.
I have his business card in my wallet.
Alrighty. Thank you. Is there anything else you guys need from me, or?
Well
That's
spoken,
good.
Marcel, thank you.
Thank you for your time.
You bet.
Have a good night.
Unfinished business arising for minutes, 7.1.
That council adopt the final draft of the wage loss reimbursement policy.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah. I gotta find it.
22.
Procedure number 2, members of council who incur a legitimate and quantifiable loss of income for attendance to out-of-region local government functions, example, training, seminars, conferences, etc., shall be reimbursed accordingly. To support this loss, a written statement must be provided by the employer. And does that include, does that mean at the NCLGA and
BBC.
UBC and that's training, seminars and conferences?
Mhm.
That's that?
Isn't it, Ruben?
Yeah, and it's on number 8,
Yeah.
but it just, it.
Annual Union of BC Municipality Conferences in Northern Central Local Government. But the rate that NCLGA is going, I probably won't be attending that.
To me, I just don't agree with this, the wage loss reimbursement policy. It just seems like something that can be misused at some point and will be.
What do you mean?
Whereas, I mean, it won't be us sitting here, but it'll be the future people. And they'll
But
be
it's laid
saying,
out here for them.
yes,
UBC and Northern Central Local Government Association meetings, otherwise known as NCLGA. These two are the only two meetings that they can attend.
yeah.
Doesn't incorporate anything at all.
Sandy?
We did put a line in there that says anything that deviates from this policy
So,
has to be approved by council resolution first.
I still don't agree.
okay. Well, we'll do a vote on it. All in favor? So it is 3-1. Opposed?
Opposed.
That's usually my line.
It's something that I won't be using.
No, but Donna's.
Yeah.
8.1 recommendation?
The council accept the Q3 2019 budget report and the capital and special project report for information.
Second.
Discussion? Awesome job, Christopher and staff.
Thank you. Yeah, I've gone over this with staff at the last, not the staff meeting today, but the one last week. Gave everybody a good heartfelt thanks. We're definitely on the right track. And as I mentioned in the CAO report here from this week, if I'm not mistaken, this is the 11th quarter in a row where we're coming in under budget on the operation. So I couldn't be happier with the result.
Good job. Okay, so then we have correspondence. Does anybody see anything? Because I see 9.2, seniors advocacy. International Day for Old People.
Didn't we do that?
Yeah, we did that. Never mind. And then fall prevention for seniors. And have you heard anything from Argo about doing another delegation, Chris?
Yeah, thank you, Your Worship. We did. There's actually a letter attached in the information section here, an apology letter. And
Yeah, I got that.
they're extending out another invitation at council letter.
So the
Question is,
question is, do you guys want to do it again?
yes,
And do you want us to arrange it again?
yes.
Thank you. That was my question. So I will, would you like it to be done before a council meeting again?
Does anybody see anything else?
Is 9.12 added on here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you forgot 8.2.
Can you go back there? Chris,
Yeah.
this 8.2 letter, did you take care of this with Isaac?
I did, yeah. So immediately after, now that the interesting thing in this is it wasn't actually Northwind that notified us. I found out through the grapevine, so to speak. And then this letter came in shortly thereafter. We immediately jumped on that. I sent Northwind out an email reminding them that we made it very clear right after the structure burned down that it was to be fenced 24/7 until it was cleaned up. We found out this morning a new fence has gone up. Blair went out and took a look at it, and it's perfectly adequate for security purposes. So it's been fixed.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
But the letter, that they're suggesting in terms of impact to the businesses, or to the business, I should say, one of the managers,
Well, the smell
had-
would be,
yeah. He'd come in to see me and asked us, what we were doing about it, and I mentioned to him that, we were in the process of compelling them, I guess, for lack of a better word, to start getting this cleaned up, that council had felt it had gone on long enough. And he suggested, I said, well, what can I do? I said, well, write a letter, and then that way address it to mayor and council, address it to Northwind, and then it's on file as well. So, what he was
Should
saying.
maybe this be sent to their insurance company?
I feel form because the windows in the building are closed all the time because of the smell of smoke and so on. Or there's not really smoke, but
Excuse me, sir, excuse me. Do you think that maybe we should send this letter off to their insurance company? Would we be able to find their insurance company information?
The letter has been sent to our legal team handling the file for us. So,
Okay.
yeah, maybe we can. I can reach out to the insurance folks tomorrow and let them know that this is coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, this has become a bubble, made a bubble up.
I think there's a very legitimate concern expressed in this letter with
With
regards to
taxes.
the environmental impacts.
Yeah.
And, we may want to do an environmental assessment ourselves on the surrounding property.
Especially if it gets left all winter.
And then with the spring thawing and flooding.
Yeah.
So,
Do you want a motion on the floor to do that, John?
well, I think we should explore it. What are the costs to the village going to be? What are we going to do with the information? What are our recourses with the information if there is environmental contamination? So I think we should be asking those questions.
So you want Chris and Sandy to do that?
Yes,
So you're putting a motion on the floor for
my
them
motion is for Chris and Sandy to do that.
I'll
Do
say
what?
to do it?
You heard them.
No.
It's-
You
To
just want to
investigate our options for environmental.
Assessments.
What would be required? What are the costs? Who would be responsible for the cleanup?
That I can definitely say it would be on the property owner and their insurance company. But definitely I'll make a few calls tomorrow, see what the process is there.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay.
Point of order, I just need to ask a question. When will we be discussing in regards to our delegation, Marcel Woodall, about the garbage pickup down the hill?
You want to do it now? Not now.
You're amongst yourselves.
In camera.
No, it can't be in here.
By phone.
By phone, okay. What I'd like to know is, I would like the village office to bring back to us how long the amount of money wasn't charged
And why?
and why. And I kind of took offense when he hadn't had a bill for 2 years and he's all mad at us. That's my 2 cents. But anyway, if the village, the administration can look at the options on incorporation of those people or bring us back some information what our options are.
I don't think we're the ones that have to make the options for them. They're outside of the village. Right? And I really think that we do not need to get into business. There are options. There are contractors out there that do this.
They had their garbage picked up for 2 years and it was for free. The village did it and,
We're just so friendly, that's what I'm saying. The village of Goose Goopy is so friendly. And I mean, I don't want to kick my neighbor. I don't, but I don't want to pay for them.
Okay, we were supposed to discuss this.
Okay.
another time. So, bylaws, 11.1 recommendation.
the council give first reading to tax exemption bylaw number 1020, 2019.
Can I get a seconder?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
The council gives second reading to tax exemption bylaw number 1020, 2019.
Any discussion? No, can I have a seconder?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
The council give third reading to tax exemption bylaw number 1020, 2019.
Can I get a seconder?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Administration reports, CAO reports.
Thanks, Chief Stewart. Just before I get into the stuff I had highlighted, those comments from Marcel that he hadn't been invoiced don't sit well with me either. That's the first time I hear about that, so I'm definitely going to be having a conversation with the finance clerk tomorrow to see if there's any truth to that. Yeah, I can't comment on it right now. I'll have
Yeah,
to,
you get your ducks in a row and then let us know.
Yeah, that doesn't sit well with me, so. But moving on to other stuff, just now that the tax exemption bylaw has given third reading, just to let council know, we'll need a quick special meeting there on the 30th to adopt it before the statutory deadline,
So this is for the churches, right, Chris?
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Why do we have to do them, exempt them?
sorry, Morgan?
Why do we have to do, exempt them from the village?
And senior
Taxes.
citizens.
That's a good question. We actually don't have to. Those are something that's in the charter, and it's listed as a permissive exemption to members of council. It's not required by any means, and it's completely discretionary at council's discretion. So there's no requirement to exempt those facilities. I do know, I've read recently on the municipal information webpages that some municipalities are actually moving to scale back or halt the exemption for some of those religious facilities.
Well, we really can't afford to giving tax exemptions out.
It's kind of late, we just voted on it.
And
No, we have to have another special meeting too.
Yeah, it's not passed until the fourth and final reading, so, and that's part of the reason there are 4 readings in a process like that, is the 4 opportunities for council to question the process.
I'm actually for it, especially the seniors citizens fall.
And the church.
And the church.
Church.
The 2 churches, especially the Puscooby Community Church, they give back 150% back to the
Would you like
community.
to know how much it amounts to?
Yeah.
$1,400.
Oh, that's all it amounts to? For both places?
All
3.
For all 3.
Oh, yeah, no. Don't worry about it. We're good.
Okay.
What else, Chris? You done?
Good to go, okay. Good news front, we lined up a pumpkin carving contest here with the art gallery. I think I briefly mentioned that to council, but we were just waiting on commitment from the art gallery. It is a go, and I was discussing the initiative today with the new owners of the Royal LePage franchise in town, and they graciously agreed to sponsor the event for prizes and stuff, so.
Oh, that's very nice of them.
Yeah, it should be a great event for the community.
And a thank you in our newsletter that they sponsored it, please.
All done, Scouter says, yeah. So, that should be really good. That'll be the first pumpkin carving contest of its kind in town, so I think we should end up with some pretty cool pumpkins by the time it's all said and done, so.
Are you taking it?
Am I?
Yeah.
No.
You're not bringing your kids down to do it? Tell Patsy has to make me one.
Yeah, I'll see, actually, if I've got the kids that weekend there, that might be something really fun for us to do, so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's on Thursday.
Yeah, so, just to put it out there to the public too, on the agenda, on the recording, I guess, Blair is doing a recruitment drive for the fire hall. He's done some advertising and stuff and a couple of events at the fire hall itself, but I don't think I've mentioned that on the video yet, so if members of the council know anybody or any members of the public watching the video here are interested, definitely come talk to us about that. We're looking for about 10 new volunteers.
Okay.
Sorry, oh, just going through my notes here. Held a conference call with Josh from Urban on the walking trail concept that was presented to council a while ago. You guys had asked us to come back and give you some quotes. Using a loose calculation measured with, Dr. Google on that line, Josh estimates we're probably looking at around $90,000 to build that trail. And that's maybe a little higher than I thought it was at first, but I initially proposed to him stripping the topsoil and then 3 inches of compact sort of pit run crushed gravel. Josh says that's not enough, and he says typically trails of that nature are built anywhere from 6 to 12 inches. So using that minimum 6 inch, so a 6 inch deep trail, 3 feet wide enough for people to walk in either direction. We'd be looking at around the 90,000 mark. There may be some grants available for that, but the grants that I'm aware of for walking and cycling trails often have a condition in them that the municipality has to demonstrate how they'll improve commuting and use of bicycles to commute to work and that type of thing. So yeah, this is purely a recreational trail around the park, so we might not qualify under something like that. But if council is open to the idea in the budget, we will definitely look for grant opportunities for that. We do still have about 130,000 from the foundation earmarked.
And we still have that we can still use that 25,000 trail? There was that $25,000 grant?
Perhaps that one, that one expired, but we can definitely reapply for something like that too.
And
Whether or
then
not,
there's-
like I say, whether or not we meet the conditions and the criteria is up to the folks.
But what about Northern Healthy Communities? They're giving
Yeah.
out grants for that too, so.
Yeah, possibly. And that, I think we could sort of promote it that way, that it's a health and fitness trail around our sort of premier park in the village. But like with all of those grants, we need an approved project in the budget for council before I can even apply. I can't apply without a firm yet. So
Okay.
we'll have to bring that up in the budget for you guys to discuss.
Okay.
Blair advised me late last week that one of the lagoons down at the sewer lagoon area appears to be plugged and it's not properly draining into the next settling pond. We had a plumber come in and drain snake it, and he literally hit a wall down in the drain. So we're working to get that fixed right now, but we've got pump going 24/7 just trying to get the water out of it before we can access the pipe. Blair did happen to mention too, we brought it up in the staff meeting, he thinks that the beavers that we have down at the sewer lagoon might be the cause of it, so we're working with Sam, there's the new animal control officer, and conservation office to find those little guys in the home.
Find those guys a little home, just get some dynamite.
Just get rid of that old beaver. And the beavers.
Yeah, I landed on the top of the beavers tonight.
Okay, action items. Does there anybody see anything that should stand out?
The asset inventory and roadway condition assessment from Urban Systems.
That's an action item?
Yeah, we did reach out to Urban Systems, so they know you guys are looking for a second meeting. I haven't gotten any dates proposed back yet that I can remember from.
Awesome, thank you.
Anything else? No?
I got a couple on that, if I may, folks.
Okay.
So one towards the center of the page, the Bill C-48, the National Energy Board letter, are we able to cross those off?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And what about our agreement, our library agreement?
Good question. I actually saw Mike yesterday. He came in with it. We're just waiting on one final signature, but long story short, we have the final copy in our possession now.
And it says that we get that classroom back when those 2 portables are put in there?
And have you signed it before bringing it to council for us to look at the agreement?
That was the final agreement that went through you guys.
if you.
Okay.
I can't remember if it had that classroom, that we get that classroom back.
The library space back.
I'll make note to check tomorrow.
Will you check?
That was in a separate agreement, your worship, we have that one on file.
And the mudroom,
And the mudroom, yeah.
do you want that back too?
Yeah. It'd be even nice to have our coat room that we've had as a janitor's room from day one. I opened the door and looked at it, and that's the first time, and I was there when that school got built, and that's the first time I've seen inside,
Really?
because they usually have it locked. It's a
Yes.
janitor room. So I'm kind of stunned that we actually have a coat room with hangers to hang people's coats up when there's a thing
Event.
on in our thing, and we've never been able to use it. Now, that's not fair to us. We built that.
I know, but it just seems like there's such an overcrowding at the school that it would be, I don't know, our way of saying, we're trying.
But don't you think the
Like
village
to
has
work.
tried too? Like,
No, but
I
I
shared
mean,
our library,
Yes.
and I
Hey,
guess,
guys. Capital special projects. Anybody see anything?
Chris, do you want to comment on Coos Park, or do you want me to tell them?
No, if you'd like to do that, please, Eddie, the only one I'd like to comment on there is just the security cameras, folks. We've got it listed as ongoing, because we've had ongoing discussions about it, but, are we to understand that we're good as is, and, that we can mark that one off as complete?
good as is. That's what I would say.
Yeah. Well, I'm fine with that.
And Coos Park, the power should be there by the 24th of October.
Ooh, nice.
Apparently Chris
Oh.
has called to Mr. Gammer, got some people going, and Trina got an update that said the 24th or sooner, so.
All else fails, you always go to the top. And it always helps when you have those numbers. And if there's nothing else on here?
Other than to say, like I mentioned in the report, we're nearing completion, and it looks now, as we're in the tail end of all this, that every project has come in at or under budget for the year as well.
Oh, don't worry, Chris, we'll have more budgets for you, or more things for you next year.
We've already got a list of about 20 items to present to you guys too, some from the meetings, and then some from the staff meetings as well. I'd like to actually, now on that topic, to get those out in front of council probably for the first meeting in December.
And what's that?
Not really much discussion, but just sort of put something in front of you guys to think about over December and the holidays, because we can really start doing the planning and the
Wish list
discussions in
for projects.
January. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I want lots of projects. Have we heard anything about the property from CN?
No.
Could you reach out to her tomorrow, Jocelyn?
Okay. Yeah.
Please and thank you. Okay, we have calendars, peoples. Anybody have any new business for?
We should add on October 30th, there will be a special meeting at 12 p.m. It'll be like a 5-minute meeting.
You'll
That would
give-
be
you'll
for the
give me
tax
a-
exemption, yes,
you'll
I will
remind
remind everybody.
Okay. And then November, I have North River Midstream
When?
facility to go bouncing around in.
When's
then-
that?
That's in Fort St. John,
When?
first.
Oh,
And then we have this special meeting on the 3rd and the 2nd.
2nd and the 3rd, maybe?
And then we have Leonard coming.
20th,
Yeah, on the 20th,
Yeah.
or,
and that'll be an in-camera.
okay,
On the 20th.
yeah, it's in the calendar.
Is that November 20th?
Yes.
It says here, meet and greet,
No, I'm not
PRD
going.
event,
You're not going
event
now?
in John 4 to 6.
Yeah, we'll go in the morning, we'll, probably won't go, because Leonard has to come that night, and I have council.
Okay,
Okay,
I just conflict.
Yes.
and, yeah, and everything else is on there.
Okay, Counselor White is absent tonight. And Counselor Smith.
I did the elected official emergency management with Mayor McKetty on October 9th.
That was interesting.
Very interesting, and we have another one on the 23rd.
And that's all for you?
Yeah.
Mrs. Hebe. Counselor Hayford, nothing?
No.
Oh, the library, or the museum's closed now, so you luck. You've got luck. Jen, you can give some things to her. Counselor Drover.
Had a meeting with the OGC,
Hmm?
and that was quite interesting. They were concerned about some of the events going on Briar Ridge and wanted to know if we have any concerns.
And did you tell them truck traffic was our only concern with that?
Heavy trucks go across under.
That was one of the issues that was brought up. And I believe we are going to meet quarterly, is that correct, Chris?
Sorry, Councilor Grover, I didn't catch that.
We agreed to meet quarterly with the OGC to continue discussions.
Yeah, I think that was one of the talking points.
Okay. Then there was a meeting with Courtesy Matters and some discussion as to the projections of, we had a speaker from CAP, the same gentleman who addressed us here, with some predictions for activity going on into next year. Some were up and some were down, depending upon the and the industry, whether it was pipeline or construction. So there's some other stuff going on too, and I'm not able to speak to it this time with regards to, I'm not able to speak to it this time. And so I'll leave it at that.
I did the emergency training report, she was my date. And PRD, we set up a meeting with Trish and Leonard for the 20th. Other than that, I'm done. So we have an in-camera meeting as per section 90.
No, we don't.
Oh,
There's
no
There's
in-camera.
no meeting.
Guess I should look down a little bit more.
Motion to adjourn.
All set. Nobody